What's up, everybody, and welcome to my WrestleMania predictions. Finally, better late than never. But yeah, it is WrestleMania weekend. Tonight is night one, so I'm gonna get my predictions for both nights actually, so I don't have to worry about doing one and forgetting about it in the morning. Night one is starting out with a bang. It's gonna be starting out with John Cena going up against the current United States Champion. I think it's going to be a good match. I think, obviously, I'm a big Cena fan. I would love to see Cena have another title. However, I think Cena's going to put over Austin Theory, and we're going to have the United States Champion retain. Only because Cena's gonna be away, I'm sure, again in Hollywood. So I mean, if he's staying in the company for a little bit after, then I would totally say, oh yeah, Cena has another run in him for the title. But I think he's gonna go back to filming right after. So unfortunately, I don't like the option here, but I think my pick is Austin Theory, and it kills me to say that. It really does. Alright, next, I don't know if these are going to be in the order. It's the order I have them here. It is Rhea Ripley against Charlotte Flair. Rhea Ripley, of course, was the winner of the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble. And this was a match we had a few years back at WrestleMania with the roles reversed. Rhea was the NXT champion, and Flair won the Royal Rumble and decided to go up against Rhea. So, my pick, I'm going with Rhea. I think we're going to have that moment of Rhea getting her revenge, and it's her time again. This time, the story is there. The long-term story booking is there. I just think it's going to be Rhea. I'm probably wrong. It's probably going to be Charlotte again. But I wouldn't mind Rhea taking home the gold. The next match, I don't have the pictures for, so I just have the graphic up. It is the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. I don't know about this one. You gotta think too, are they gonna have a lot of title changes on this show? They very well could. Part of me thinks it's gonna be the Usos that retain, and KO and Sammy kinda go for it again down the line. However, a lot of part of me is saying KO and Sammy takes it, and this is the start of the end of the bloodline. So with that, my pick is actually I just talked myself out of it. I'm picking Sammy and Kevin Owens for the win of this. The next match, we have Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, and Lita. Who would have ever thought of that a couple months ago? Going up against Damage Control of Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. For me, so keep in mind the women's tag team champions are Becky Lynch and Lita. This isn't for the titles, but I think it's a big nod to Damage Control if they were able to knock off Lita and Trish and Becky. So for that, I'm choosing Damage Control. I don't like that idea, but I'm choosing Damage Control. In the next match, we have everybody's favorite, Logan Paul.
Ooh, you suck!
I know. Going up against Seth freaking Rollins. So over the last few weeks, Logan Paul has gotten the upper hand against Seth with 2 knockout punches, if you want to call it them. And I think since last week, Seth was pumped up. He took it to Ali. He's ready. This is going to be a great match. I'm going Seth Rollins all the way. If Logan wins, that arena is going to erupt in boos, which maybe that's what they want. but I'm going with Seth freaking Rollins. Next up, we have Rey Mysterio going up against Dom Mysterio. So we finally got this matchup a couple weeks ago. Dom was antagonizing Rey every single week, Monday and Friday, to try to get him to hit him and start a match for WrestleMania. Rey, being the guy he is, I'm not hitting my son, over and over and over again, just walking away. Up until Dom decided to bring things personal with the family and was verbally going after Rey's wife and daughter, Dom's mom and sister. So, with this, I don't know how many matches Rey has left. He did just go into the Hall of Fame. I know he said he wants to go until he's like 50. But I think it's a huge nod to Dom if he's able to knock off his own father at WrestleMania. However, you're going to have the bratty kid prevail after all this. It's a tough one, but I really don't like having you on my shoulder. It's a tough one, but I think Dominic wins it. He has I beat Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. They have a match again at Backlash or something down the line. So, as much as I hate it, my choice, Dominic Mysterio. Next we have the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match between Braun Strowman and Ricochet, going up against the Alpha Academy, going up against the Street Profits, going against the Viking Raiders. What? Okay, so this is going to be a great match. We just had a preview of it on SmackDown with a Fatal 4-Way match, and it was chaotic. I can't imagine when all four teams are there. I'm going easy one for me, Street Profits. I want the Street Profits to have their Mania moment and take home this win. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they completely swerve us and have any of the other teams win. They can very well do that, but I want the Street Profits to win. And then we have the Fatal 4-Way. I think this is going to be what starts night 2. The Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team match. I couldn't find a current updated image of the graphic of this. However, we do know the mystery team. It's going to be Raquel Rodriguez with Liv Morgan against Natalya and Shotzi, against Ronda and Shayna Baszler, against Chelsea Green, yes, you heard that right, with Sonya Deville. They managed to pick up the win last week and punch their ticket to this match. Chelsea just had to find the right partner to do it. It wasn't Carmella, and it wasn't Piper Niven. It was Sonya Deville that brought her to the dance here. I can see Shayna and Ronda winning. I can also see Liv and Raquel. Honestly, I can see them swerving and going Chelsea and Sonya. But I'm picking Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. That team is just too powerful for them not to be able to. I mean, years ago, Shayna Baszler took out the whole entire Elimination Chamber. So, come on now. Before we get too much into the next card, something we need to talk about too. It's not I don't know if it's official or not. They haven't announced anything on it other than his Twitter. Bobby Lashley won, if you didn't know, spoiler alert, he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on SmackDown. And he put on Twitter that his schedule is open for Saturday and Sunday, and basically did an open challenge. So that is actually kind of interesting. I have the Fiend right above him too. I didn't plan that at all, but I have no idea who to even think would answer that challenge if it was official open challenge. Maybe LA Knight. For me, it doesn't really make sense for it to be Bray Wyatt, because why make it an open challenge if he was ready to go? Why not just have Bray against Bobby? Yes, I get the surprise factor, but the one way I can see them doing that and it working very well is to have the Fiend come out. because no one would expect the Fiend to come out. So if you have the Fiend come out and first Bobby Lashley, then it works. If it's just regular Bray or anything like that, then I'd rather have a build-up for it. I'm sorry. But anyway, I can see it being like LA Knight. I can see it being Ali trying to make a name again. But, man, I do. I want it to be Bray Wyatt. But storyline, it just doesn't make sense to me unless, you know, they get an altercation backstage and they make it a match that night. Because it's like, hey, we are going to... so it's like, hey, Bray Wyatt can't compete. I'm having an open challenge. Oh, here comes Bray Wyatt. You know? But if the Fiend comes out, then Bobby's not winning. If it's anybody else, like LA Knight, that could be a good match. I don't know who would win that. I'm assuming anybody but Bray Wyatt, Bobby Lashley takes the win on that. If it even happens. I'm not 100% sure it's even going to happen. Next up, we have Brock Lesnar going against Omos. We had their final weigh-in face-to-face, technically, on SmackDown last week. And, I mean, Brock did trip. Yes, we saw Brock trip. He went to go pick up the scale. Before he even got to the scale, the mat defeated him, and he tripped up. That's fine. Omos has been doing what a lot of people... what no one really has been able to do with Brock Lesnar, and kind of putting him in his place. And Brock's been, like, taking a step back and walking away from it. So, it's going to be a battle. I don't know if Omos is ready to be the one that beats the one that ended Undertaker's streak. I'm going Brock Lesnar. I'm going Brock Lesnar here. I think Brock Lesnar defeats Omos. Next up, we have what could possibly be best match of the weekend. There's going to be so many great matches, so it'll be tough. But we have Drew McIntyre against Sheamus against the Intercontinental Champion Gunther. So, go back to Clash at the Castle when Gunther and Sheamus fought. That match was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. The last few weeks and months with these three have been brilliant too. It's going to be a hard-hitting match. And it definitely was tough to come up with a winner of this. I'm sorry to say, I don't think it's going to be Drew McIntyre. I think he's the one that's going to get pinned. I think Sheamus takes it. I think Sheamus takes the IC title and finally becomes a Grand Slam champion and wins the one title that has eluded him in the WWE by pinning Drew McIntyre, setting up a future match with Gunther in a future date because he would never been pinned for his title. It makes perfect sense to me. I could also see it going the other way around where he retains by pinning Drew or Sheamus, really. But I think the smart move here would be to give it to Sheamus by pinning Drew. Next up, we have the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair going up against the new and approved Asuka, aka Kana. So, this is for the Raw Women's Championship, man. This is for the Raw Women's Champion. This is for the Raw Women's Championship. I definitely am going with Asuka on this. I truly would love to see Asuka hold the belt. Bianca had it now for a really long time. Yeah. I wasn't a fan of Bianca before. I'm not the biggest fan of Bianca now. She's good. She's good in the ring and everything. However, I think give the title to Asuka. Next, we are moving on to a match that I'm looking very forward to. It is the Hell in a Cell match between the Devil Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor has returned. And this isn't going to be your normal demon. This is going to be, I'm pretty sure you're going to get the purple and black face paint for Judgment Day. And I gotta say, I absolutely love that color scheme. I hope he does something with the purple and black. Maybe, who knows what he's going to come out to as. It could literally be anything. As long as there's a demon Finn there with face paint, I'm all in. And with that, unfortunately, this is a hard one to choose too, because I love both. I'm going Demon Finn all the way. Demon Finn all the way. Now, the other thing I want to know is Finn Balor going to be doing his normal entrance when he does the demon gimmick? Will he do, like, the raising of the arms? Will he do the pandering to the crowd? Like, because you gotta remember, he's a heel. We have not seen a heel demon Finn Balor before, so we don't know what he's gonna do. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he just walks to the ring like normal, not caring at all, just face paint everything, just walks to the ring. I wouldn't be surprised if he went just crazy because he hasn't done it in a while and just do the full gimmick. I would love either way. I just think my choice, Demon Finn Balor. And that brings us to the main event of WrestleMania Night 2 and WrestleMania as a whole. We have Cody Rhodes. We have the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, taking on the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, for the Undisputed Championship. Now, this one's been heated the last few weeks between these two, going back and forth with Paul in the Bloodline. The whole story has been absolutely amazing. The whole Sami Zayn Bloodline story swerving into Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns' story. However, there's been some interesting things over the last few weeks. If you watched SmackDown and Raw, whatever, Roman's been definitely holding the WWE title up more to Cody. Like, hey, maybe this is the one that we like. I know it's the one that Cody Rhodes wants, and there was big rumors of there being a split of the titles, but there's been a lot of focus on that main WWE title over the last few weeks and months compared to both of them. So, does Cody win and then just breaks up the titles? Does Cody win? Roman says, oh no, it was only for one title. Is there shenanigans involved? Does Roman Reigns win? My official pick for Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, and I hate this, but it continues the story, and I do love this freaking story. Your Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Because it keeps the story going. Roman is absolutely unstoppable. No one can beat him. And then possibly the Rock music hits. Or you can go in multiple different ways after that. You can have Cody being like he couldn't finish the story, so you can have him go up against Roman in a future date. There's so much you can do with that. And the bloodline, the cracks forming between them if they lose the titles and all of that. Where Solo plays a role in this all. There's so much you can do, and I think your tribal chief will hang on to the titles. That was my predictions. Let me know what your guys' predictions are for Night 1 and Night 2 of WrestleMania 39, which is coming on in a couple hours, actually. And don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. We are on our way to 1,000 subs. We're almost at 900, only a few away. And tonight and tomorrow, we'll be doing every WWE fans' reactions to WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2. Might have a guest for that, not sure yet. And it might be a little bit later than normal because I have a funny feeling it's going to be a lot to edit. But I'll get it out as fast as I can. And I'm also planning on fan reactions to each match too. So like in their own separate videos. So look forward to all of that. And we will see you in the next video. See ya.